Whew. Testing, 1, 2, 3, testing.
Time to play ball. Coverage of the North Platte FNBO Nationals starts now. Home and away radio coverage only from FM 98.1 and 1410 AM. And watch live on your TV on demand at northplattepost.com. Just click on live streams. Now here's the voice of the senior FNBO Nationals, Paxton Gordon.
Welcome back, everybody, to well, not even welcome back. Welcome into Duncan Field for what feels like the 80th game. We are here in the semifinals between Hastings and the FNBO Nationals. Winner goes on to the championship game to take on Grand Island, and a winner take all to head on towards state. Nationals defeating Hastings on Sunday 2-0 in a nail-biter. It was close from start to finish, but Jack Polk threw a fantastic game versus Hastings, going almost no-hitting them. And with that, the Nationals moved on to take on Grand Island Home Federal, lost to them. Defeated Kearney Runza yesterday, 8-0. Whew! It was a complete shellacking. Unfortunately, the defensive side for Kearney was just all over the place as they had 5 total errors, and in those errors allowed many of runs to come across. So the Nationals here looking to go 2-0 against Hastings here in the A-7 district tournament. Nationals are yesterday showed the same flash that they had shown all season specifically towards the end of the season, where their offense was just on fire compared to the other teams, and then their defense was just lights out and shutting them down. That is what it is. So the Nationals taking on Hastings here in the semifinal. The winner will go to take on Grand Island Home Federal in the championship game later tonight at 7 o'clock, and then that winner goes on to state, which is just, it's a lot. It's a lot of pressure. The Nationals here at the moment trying to replicate what they had yesterday and against Hastings on Sunday at 11 a.m. when they defeated them 2-0, where they just absolutely blitzed them in terms of their overall pitching and defensive metrics. So if the Nationals can keep and continue on what they did and learned against Hastings in that first game, then yes, they can do it. But it's going to be quite a tough task, as this Hastings squad is hungry to come back following they're being pushed into the lower bracket, and now fighting their way back to take on and rematch with the Nationals with a bone to pick as they look to eliminate the FNBO Nationals and send them home packing. The Nationals looking to complete the sweep here of Hastings. So with that, we'll take a break for the national anthem and come back just around the corner.
How would you like to get a warranty on a used car, truck, or SUV? When you purchase a qualified pre-owned vehicle at Premier Toyota in North Platte, it comes with a 6-month or 6,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. 6-month or 6,000 miles, whichever comes first. That is totally awesome when you are buying a pre-owned vehicle. Stop out and talk to the friendly staff at Premier Toyota, just south of I-80 today. Take a test drive and get a warranty on qualified pre-owned vehicles. Let's go places.
I take great pride in my lawn, and my Raptor zero-turn mower from Hustler gives me the perfect manicured cut I want. With the power, strength, and speed of a professional zero-turn mower, I quickly maneuver around obstacles with ease, allowing me to maneuver around life's most difficult obstacle, time. Hustler turf quality tools, designed to improve quality of life. Find the entire line of Hustler residential and commercial zero-turn mowers at Mike's Motorcycle and ATV Repair at 2220 Prospect Lane, North Platte.
Is the one place where everything should be perfect, including your air. A little preventive maintenance can spot problems before they pop up and might even help lower your utility bills. Don't wait till you're sweating in the summer heat to think about your air conditioning and heating pumps. Call Hanson Plumbing and Heating today to schedule your maintenance checks. It's as easy as picking up the phone to stay cool this summer. Call Hanson's 534-5020. Hanson's Plumbing and Heating of North Platte.
We're
rains and pours, so it's important for you to get the coverage that meets your needs. I'm Farmers Agent Stephen Rhodes. I can help you understand your options so we can prepare for whatever the forecast brings. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two. To learn more, call me, Farmers Agent Stephen Rhodes, at 308-534-9050. Find out how I can help you protect the things that matter most.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
Kylie is a Runza burger lover.
Especially if it's smothered with sauteed onions and French onion dip and topped with Swiss cheese.
Ah, sounds like you just had the French onion burger at Runza.
Yes. Yes, I did.
Are you crying?
Yeah, it's the onions. Wait, are you crying?
Yeah, because I love the French onion burger. Come get yours today. Because from the way we make it to the way it makes you feel, Runza makes it all better.
Nationals taking on Hastings here in the rematch in the semifinals. Winner goes on to take on Grand Island, home Federal in the championship game. Loser packs up and heads home on a season well done. Now let's get to the starting lineups. Starting on the side of Hastings, Jaden Techmeyer leading off for Hastings. Nick Canand hit batting second. Luke Brooks in the hole at 3. Braden Rutt. Then Cameron Brumball, Jackson Gangwish, Tyson Labar, Caleb Sauer, Lucas Gabriel with Dayton Espino pitching. On the side for the Nationals, Carson Johnson leading off with Cole Wright next up. He's pitching today for the Nationals. Carter Kelly hitting off the 3-hole hitter for in third base. Tristan Byer, Jack Polk, Caden Johnson, Dean McIntyre in left field. Cooper Hill and Andrew Barocious, the lineups for the Nationals. So here we go. It is semifinal time. The Nationals taking on Hastings. Thank you again to our premier sponsors for today, the DNN Event Center, as well as North Platte Kubota, as well as Langmeyer Heating and Cooling, as they are a proud sponsor of the FNBO Nationals and American Legion Baseball. For dependable service you can trust Langmeyer. First up to bat would be Jaden Techmeyer on the side of Hastings. Here to lead off this ball game. Again, Hastings looking for revenge. They lost to the Nationals on Sunday 2-0, where Jack Polk absolutely tore them apart from start to finish. And now Hastings looking to exact revenge as they take on the Nationals with Cole Wright on the mound to start this game. First pitch from Cole Wright is outside for ball number 1. 1-0 the count to Techmeyer. Jaden Techmeyer had a couple of monster grabs against Cole Wright in that game on Monday, really laying it out there in left field. Defensively was unstoppable and had a couple hits too to the name. Probably one of the better players for Hastings as that pitch was in. Strike number 1 to the left fielder Techmeyer. Again, following Techmeyer, Nick Canant, and then Luke Brooks. That one swung on, chopper over to Jack Polk at short. On to first. Is it in time? Not in time. So they're going to say Cooper Hill was pulled off the bag. So with that, Canant will get on with an infield single to start the game for Hastings. Techmeyer at first now brings on Nick Canant. The Nationals with him up to bat and Techmeyer on over at first. Interesting to see what the play is for Hastings. Hastings didn't have a lot of steal attempts, if any, on Sunday when they faced off against the Nationals. In this game, we might be seeing a little more sense of urgency with the season essentially on the line. Techmeyer at first. Cole Wright now facing Nick Conant. As Conant is now up to bat. The first pitch from Wright's going to be a bunt that is laid down back to Wright. He'll throw it on to first in time for out number 1. But with that, the runner at first will advance to second following the sacrifice bunt. Advances Techmeyer up 1 bag. So now Luke Brooks up to bat with Techmeyer on over at second base. Scoring position already here for Hastings in this ball game. So Wright will glance on over at second and deliver. Check swing, but he's going to say he went around for strike number 1. So it's a 0-1 count now to Luke Brooks. Brooks was the pitcher in the matchup for Hastings on Sunday, and now he's playing first base today. Right. Glance at second, the 0-1. That one's way too low and way out the zone. That's ball number 1 to Brooks. Brooks does have the size and the power, so if he's able to connect on one of these fastballs that Cole Wright is throwing, it could go the distance with the wind pushing to straightaway center. Gusts up to 20 miles per hour. From what I heard, is that one is skied into center field. Back at it goes Johnson. He'll grab it, and tagging up then comes Jaden Techmeyer. He'll make his way on over to third. But with that, 2 are down here to start the game for Hastings. So now following that, Braden Rutt will come up to bat with Techmeyer in scoring position for Hastings at third base as they look to get the first run across in this ball game. Wright gets the sign that he likes from Tristan Byer. He'll glance at third, and he looks to deliver the first pitch. That one is skied into left field, and it's going to be caught by Caden Johnson at left center. And with that, the inning is over. The Nationals did give up an early base hit, but were able to put the rest down as we now head to a fortified group. Bottom of the first, FNBO Nationals leading and tied at the same time to Hastings, 0-0.
Larry's Glass would like to thank all of their valuable customers over the years for voting them #1 in glass replacement. Larry's Glass is a full-service glass company, from car windows and storefronts to custom-cut glass, mirrors, and more. If you need glass, Larry's Glass has you covered. They take pride in their work with professional installation and satisfaction guaranteed. Thank you for your patronage over the years and for voting them #1 in glass replacement. Larry's Glass on the corner of 5th and Vine, where they do glass and so much more.
Take care of your property with equipment you can count on, like the Kubota BX and LO1 series compact tractors, part of our under 100 horsepower tractor lineup, rated #1 for reliability, and Z-series mowers and Sidekick utility vehicles, where durability meets speed. Visit your local Kubota dealer for a demo today. Go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
See the full line of Kubota products at your North Platte Kubota on South Highway 83 or online at npkubota.com.
Planning a special event, whether it be a wedding, concert, sporting event, convention, or anything else, the DNN Event Center can handle it all. The DNN Event Center is the biggest event center in North Platte. This building is perfectly suited for anything from small gatherings to major events. Rent just one small room or book the entire facility. The choices are endless at the DNN Event Center, your home for exciting events, special moments, and precious memories. Call today to make your reservation at 534-0255.
FNBO Nationals American Legion Baseball on 98.1 and 1410 AM. Presented by North Platte Kubota and the DNN Event Center.
Welcome back to Duncan Fields. The Nationals are taking on Hastings here in the semifinal game. Winner goes on to the championship round against Grand Island Home Federal for the chance at heading to state. So Dayton Espino will be up to pitch for Hastings as Carson Johnson's going to lead off for the Nationals. That first pitch from Espino is outside for ball number 1. That pitch is in for strike number 1 from Espino. It's now a 1-1 count. It's a fortified group bottom of the first inning. You check out Kevin McGann and the fortified group at his new location, 621 South Dewey, Suite B. As that pitch is down low in the dirt, ball 2. It's now a 2-1 count. So Carson Johnson will step back into the batter's box, facing a 2-1 count. It's the leadoff man. The pitch from Espino. Well, that's way out the zone. Ball 3. Now it's 3-1 the count. The 3-1. Outside ball 4, and with that, Carson Johnson will begin this game with a lead-off walk, and he'll be on at first to bring up Cole Wright. Pitcher versus pitcher matchup here, Espino and Wright. Wright's looking to get the upper edge. So first pitch from Espino, now outside for ball number 1 as out comes Caleb Sauer to talk with his pitcher to get him calmed down early in this ball game as he threw another ball outside. Johnson can be a steal threat, though he is working with a calf injury. Hasn't seemed to have affected him in terms of his overall top speed. Stolen a couple bases, a pickoff attempt at first. He's going to get back Carson Johnson. So a 1-1 count. So Espino once more going to try to pick it on off at first base. Unsuccessful yet again. Very aware that Carson Johnson can't steal. There he goes. The pitch in, and that throw into second not going to be in time. So with that, Carson Johnson and his injured calf will waltz on over to second with a stolen base. 1-2 now, the count into Cole Wright. With Carson Johnson on over at second base. Nationals threatening to start their bottom half of the first on a strong note with a run. That one is skied to the left and to right, and it'll land for a base hit. So with that, Carson Johnson will come on home. That's a single from Cole Wright, and with that, the Nationals take the lead in this ball game 1-0. Again, starting it off early like they did yesterday against Grand Island, where they got a run early in that game before it all just started to spiral apart. So Cole Wright was at first, but now you have a courtesy runner coming in. That's going to be Blaze Zeiler. Again, you know Zeiler, once he's on the base pad, it's not a question of if, but when is he going to go on and try to steal. Nationals with the early 1-0 lead in this ball game. As now we get caught in a pickle is Blaze Zeiler. As they're trying to chase him down, and they will be able to chase him down. And with that, first out of the inning will go as Zeiler got caught in the jam. I sneezed there, excuse me. So with that, there goes that runner at first being Zeiler. So there's one down for Carter Kelly, who's now looking to get in for a single, and he does so into left field. How about Carter Kelly? These last 3 days have been very impressive from his standpoint offensively, raking in a boatload of singles to get himself aboard. So now Tristan Byer will come up to bat. as that first pitch from Espino blew his hat off, but was outside the zone for ball number 1 to Byer. 1 out here in the fortified group, bottom of the first inning. Nationals leading 1-0. Espino's 1-0 will get rocketed into right field for another single. So with that, Byer is also aboard for the Nationals to bring up Jack Polk here in the bottom of the first inning, as Hastings already warming up a new pitcher in their bullpen this early on. It looks like it's going to be Creighton Jacobitz, but at the same time, shades of this we saw against Grand Island when Tristan Byer was on the mound, and he got subbed out in the first inning after his couple of hits, as that one's going to get into right field for an out from LeBar, and the throw into third, not going to be in time, as it was juggled from Jackson Gangwish as he was going to tag Carter Kelly. So now runners at the corners to bring up Caden Johnson with, again, 2 on and 2 out in the bottom of the first inning. Nationals have a 1-0 lead over Hastings. This is number 1 seeded Hastings, trying to thwart the momentum the Nationals have gotten these last couple of games, where they just seem to have flipped a switch and have really locked it in. The pitch from Espino is rocketed down the third base side, but foul. Strike number 1. So it's an 0-1 count. So with 0-1, 2 on here in the bottom of the first, Johnson will step back into the batter's box, looking to drive another home. Espino going to try to pick off to first, but they're going to say Caden Thompson, who's courtesy running for Tristan Byer, was able to get back in time. So still an 0-1 count. 2 down in the inning, though. The pitch, there goes KT. The throw into second, not even close, and the double steal once again. And with that, another run comes home for the Nationals. It's just smart base running. And that'll do it. It looks like for Espino, but I say that, and they're going to say that that run will not count because he didn't touch the plate and then got tagged out. Oh my. So Carter Kelly coming home, not touching home plate, and because of that gets tagged out at home, and that is how the inning will end for the Nationals. Wow, what a crazy turn of events that was. So now we're going to head to the top of the second inning, with the Nationals still holding on 1-0, but a little more sour way to end than head coach Ricky Holm was looking for. More action here, FM 98.1, AM 1410, and live streaming on NorthPlattePost.com.
Summer is flying by at Larry's RV in North Platte. Stop in if you're in the market for a new RV, parts, and accessories. Get 12-volt clip-on fans to help cool those tight spaces. Reversible campsite mats, Kuma Outdoor Gear Bear Buddy Chair, and the Kuma Lazy Dog Bed. Grab a Get Outdoors and Get Camping t-shirt. And don't forget Grandpa Gus's mouse repellent in spray or pouches, and Grandpa Gus Bed Bug Defense. Stop in and shop around this summer at Larry's RV in North Platte.
We're always open right around the corner. Quick Stop. With your 24-hour convenience store. Fast, friendly, no one gets you more. Gas, food, your favorite treat. Get everything you need in a blink. That's why everybody stops at Quick Stop. We're always open right around the corner. Quick Stop.
top of the second inning, Nationals are leading Hastings 1-0 with Cameron Brumbaugh up to bat. His first pitch from Cole Wright was in for strike number 1. Wright's next pitch just a bit outside the zone. Ball number 1. So it's a 1-1 count to Cameron Brumbaugh. And we'll probably not be seeing Dayton Espino in the next inning as Jacobitz is warming up in the bullpen for Hastings. That's swung on and fouled from Brumbaugh for strike number 2. It's a 1-2 count. We saw Cole Wright pitch in the 7th inning, or I believe, in the 7th inning against Grand Island 2 days ago. Here comes now the 1-2 from Cole Wright. That one onto the glove of Carter Kelly at third, onto first. Just routine baseball out there for out number 1. I really like the early start we're seeing from Cole Wright, attacking the zone, but not looking to blow pitches past his batters. And because of that, more controlled and is leading to a good start here, only allowing the 1 run from Jaden Techmeyer as Jackson Gangwish will come up to bat. Cole Wright's first pitch is in, strike number 1. As that pitch outside, ball number 1. 1-1 is the count to Gangwish. Following Jackson Gangwish, Tyson Labar, and then Caleb Sauer. As Wright gets the sign from Byer, the 1-1. That's outside, ball 2. 2-1 the count. Again, winner of this game moves on to take on Grand Island Home Federal in the championship match. Loser goes home. The 2-1. Swung on, chopper to Carter Kelly at third. He gloves it onto first. This has just been the Carter Kelly show the last couple of games. He's doing it again on over at third. Single gloving it and then throwing it onto first in time for out number 2. So now Tyson Labar comes up with 2 down here in the top of the second. Nationals with a 1-0 lead over Hastings. As here comes Wright's first pitch. That's down and it'll hit Labar in the leg, so with that he'll go on over to first base. As up now comes Caleb Sauer. On with Labar at first. Wright will deliver into Sauer, and that is in strike number 1. Again, Cole Wright likes to try to play around the zone sometimes when he's pitching. So far in this game, he's been attacking the zone early and often. As that pitch is outside, ball 1, so we're now back to a equal count, 1-1 to Caleb Sauer. As the 1-1, just outside again. That one was mighty close, just teetering on the edge of the zone. It's 2-1 the count. As now here we come. Wright gets a sign from Byer, and the 2-1. That one looped into center field for a base hit. So now 2 are on for Hastings here in the top of the second with 2 out. Thank you to our premier sponsors for today, the DNN Event Center, as well as North Platte Kubota. Also thank you to Larry's Glass, Lindemeyer Law Office, and Premier Toyota. So Lucas Gabriel will bat up. There is a pinch runner or courtesy runner as that one's going to hit Gabriel, and uh-oh, Bases are now loaded as Marcus Miller was checked in for Sauer, and now with the bases loaded and 2 outs, things getting a little scary for the Nationals. What was looking like a strong inning from Cole Wright, it's kind of slowly but steadily fallen off the hinges a bit, is now giving up 1 hit and then hit a batter and then hit another batter. So now the bases are loaded early here in the top of the second. Nationals are leading 1-0. I have it up 2-0. So if you're looking on the stream and you saw, hey, it's 2-0, but you keep saying 1-0, well, Carter Kelly did not step on home base when he was coming across. And because of that, he was tagged out and the inning was over. So now here comes Jaden Techmeyer, singled in his first plate appearance and now has the bases loaded for Hastings. Cole Wright looking to get out of this sticky situation he finds himself in. Wright's first pitch, and that's going to hit Techmeyer, and a run will come across for Hastings. And now the game is all tied up 1 apiece for Nick Conant, who's up to bat. He's 0 for 1. He bunted Techmeyer on over to second in his first appearance in the top of the first. And now has another opportunity, the first of the day, to give the lead on over to Hastings. That one, once more from Cole Wright, off of the glove, way too high. Ball number 1. Talking about how well that control from Cole Wright was looking. Now it's looking a little disastrous on his side, as struggling to find his location. The 1-0. That one is going to be skied into the glove of Carson Johnson at second. So that stopped the scariness, but 1 run did come across on the side of Hastings, and that'll do it for the top of the second. We head to the bottom of the second inning. FNBO Nationals now tied with the number 1 seeded Hastings squad, 1-1.
Do you have a growing family? Or maybe your kids are moving away and you want a little less house than before? Gateway Realty wants to partner with you to list your house and get you a new place that fits you. Contact any of the marketing professionals at Gateway Realty today. They will walk you through listing your house and assist in the search for the next chapter of your home buying experience. Let us help you sell your house. Like us on Facebook and see what is new for sale.
Hi, this is Linda from Fellows Home Appliance. We are North Platte's only locally owned and operated Whirlpool exclusive dealer. We have 2 Whirlpool trained technicians to handle warranty and out-of-warranty Whirlpool repairs. We offer delivery and installation on all the Whirlpool appliances we sell. For your next Whirlpool appliance, come in to 321 East 5th Street, North Platte. Fellows Home Appliance. We service what we sell.
It's the Fortified Group, bottom of the second inning. You can check out Kevin McGann and the Fortified Group at his new location, 621 South Dewey, Suite B. As up to bat now comes Dean McIntyre. McIntyre to lead off the Fortified Group, bottom of the second inning, as he's going to rocket that one down the third base side. Foul. It's an 0-1 count now, as Espino is still in the game for Hastings. Time has been called. And now we are reset back up, and we're ready to rock and roll. The 0-1. Swing and a miss from McIntyre. Strike number 2. It's now 0-2 the count. Espino looking to bounce back after giving up 3 hits in that bottom of the first and allowing 1 run to come across. That's in there, strike 3. Down goes McIntyre looking to start the bottom of the second. That, though, brings up Cooper Hill, who went 7 innings yesterday against Kearney Runza, only allowing 2 hits total and no runs. He's looking to get this off to a bang in this inning for the Nationals as that pitch from Espino is down to the turf for ball one. The 1-0. That's once more down low, ball two. Again, Jacobitz is waiting in the wing for Hastings if Espino starts to falter. The 2-0. Popped up. Drifting towards Conant on over at short, and he'll grab it, so Conant will get it. And with that, 2 are down in the bottom of the second inning. For Andrew Brocious now to take his swings. Brocious looking to start that 2-out rally that the Nationals have just been so common in doing. First pitch from Espino is in for strike number 1. Looking a little more confident out there is Dayton Espino. Much stronger inning from him as it seems like the momentum is turned in favor of Hastings. The 0-1. Check swing, but not going to go around his Brocious, so that's ball number 1. 1-1 the count. Espino gets the sign in from Sauer. With 2 outs, he delivers his 1-1. Slow roller on over to Conant at short. On to first in time. A quick 1-2-3 inning for the Nationals. We head to the top of the third. Nationals tied up here with number 1 seeded Hastings 1-1. More action around the corner. FM 98.1, AM 1410, and live streaming NorthPlattePost.com.
Planning a special event, whether it be a wedding, concert, sporting event, convention, or anything else, the D&N Event Center can handle it all. The D&N Event Center is the biggest event center in North Platte. This building is perfectly suited for anything from small gatherings to major events. Rent just one small room or book the entire facility. The choices are endless at the D&N Event Center, your home for exciting events, special moments, and precious memories. Call today to make your reservation at 534-0255.
Ooh, boy, the summer is flying by at Larry's RV in North Platte. Stop by if you're looking for a new RV or needing parts and accessories. New Bullet travel trailers are arriving, and Rockwell travel trailers and fifth wheels coming soon. A new 2022 Milestone 326 RL fifth wheel is here. A very spacious living room and an island kitchen that has a wine refrigerator. A large bedroom slide extends into the bathroom, and a cozy fireplace in the living room. Tour the new Milestone 326 RL fifth wheel at Larry's RV in North Platte today. Easy financing also available with approved credit.
Here we are in the top of the third inning. Nationals tied with Hastings 1-1. 1 run on 2 hits, no errors for Hastings. 1 run on 3 hits and no errors for the Nationals, as the first batter that Cole Wright will be seeing here in this inning is going to be Luke Brooks. He's 0 for 1 with a flyout in his first plate appearance, as that pitch from Wright is way in the turf off to the right. Ball number 1. So again, Cole Wright started off the game very strong in that top of the first inning, and then from that point on, his controls just started to falter more and more as that one is down low off the turf for ball number 2. 2-0 is the count to Luke Brooks. Again, now this is where the grit and the punishment of this tournament comes into play, as that one is lined and fouled down the third base side. Nationals used a couple of pitchers in that game against Grand Island, so they're not as fresh. Even though they had 1 day off, how much is that going to affect them in this game? And can Cole Wright go the distance? The 2-1. That's right down the middle for strike 2. You know, you talk bad about how it seems like he was losing a little bit of his control, and here he comes bouncing back. 2 quick strikes, and now it's back up to 2-2. Wright into the motion. Now delivers his 2-2. Swing and a miss from Luke Brooks for strike 3, and down he goes for out number 1 here in the top of the third inning. Thank you to our premier sponsors for today, the DNN Event Center, as well as North Platte Kubota. Up now comes Braden Rutt. Rutt 0 for 1 with a flyout in his first plate appearance for Hastings. That's right down the middle. Strike number 1 from Cole Wright. Following Rutt, Cameron Brumbaugh, and then Jackson Gangwish. The 0-1. That one is lined into center field and back at it and grabbed by Caden Johnson for out number 2. 2 are down here in the top of the third with Cameron Brumbaugh now looking to bat. On the side of Hastings, 0 for 1 with a ground out in his first plate appearance. Cole Wright's up to 32 pitches so far. No bullpen action on either side. That one's too low. Ball 1 from Cole Wright. Following Brumbaugh, Gangwish, and then LeBar for Hastings. Nationals tied with Hastings 1-1. The 1-0. That one way outside. Ball 2. 2-0 count to Brumbaugh. Cole Wright will get the sign he likes from Tristan Byer and deliver. That one almost hitting Brumbaugh in the knee. Just a bit off of it, so now it's 3-0 the count to Cameron Brumbaugh with 2 outs here in the top of the third. Here comes the pitch. That's, though, in strike number 1. Good bounce back from Cole Wright. Now 3-1's the count. Right, we'll like the sign. Here comes his delivery, the 3-1. That one is lined into left field for a base hit. 2-out single from Brumbaugh, and with that, Hastings now has a runner on to bring up Jackson Gangwish. Gangwish 0 for 1 with a ground out in his first appearance already in this ball game. So he's looking to advance Brumbaugh, who's on over at first base. Wright will deliver. That's outside. Ball number 1 to Gangwish. LeBar on deck with Caleb Sauer in the hole for Hastings. So they are tied with the Nationals 1-1 here in the top of the third. 2 outs with a runner on at first as Brumbaugh is going to get back following the pick attempt from Cole Wright. Hugely important game for the Nationals. Winner moves on to take on Grand Island. That one sky to center field. Back goes Caden Johnson. He'll glove it with these outside in right center. With that, the top of the third is over. No runs on 1 hit as the Nationals now head to the bottom of the third inning, looking to break this tie and retake the lead.
With lots of new and pre-owned vehicles, Premier Toyota just south of I-80 in North Platte is ready to help you get into the ride you've been dreaming of, whether you want to buy or lease. Find out for yourself what an enjoyable experience it is to do business with the staff at Premier Toyota. Premier Toyota also offers the Toyota Cares maintenance plans. Test drive a new Toyota today and like them on Facebook for what's new. Let's go places. Premier Toyota in North Platte.
I take great pride in my lawn, and my Raptor zero-turn mower from Hustler gives me the perfect manicured cut I want. With the power, strength, and speed of a professional zero-turn mower, I quickly maneuver around obstacles with ease, allowing me to maneuver around life's most difficult obstacle, time. Hustler Turf Quality Tools, designed to improve quality of life. The Hustler residential family of mowers, starting at just $27.99. Get yours today at Mike's Motorcycle and ATV Repair at 2220 Prospect Plain, North Platte.
FNBO Nationals American Legion Baseball on 98.1 and 1410 AM. Presented by North Platte Kubota and the DNN Event Center.
Here we are, fortified group, bottom of the third inning. Nationals tied with the number 1 seeded Hastings 1-1. 1 run on 3 hit, no errors on the side of Hastings. 1 run on 3 hits and no errors on the side of the Nationals as Carson Johnson's coming up to bat. He walked in his first plate appearance, later scored in that inning. Spino will deliver his first pitch way outside, ball number 1. Again, following giving up the 3 hits in the bottom of the first inning, Spino has pitched a no-hitter since then. Is that one, just a bit too low, ball 2. 2-0 the count then to Carson Johnson. Fortified group bottom of the 3rd inning. You can check out Kevin McGann of the Fortified group at his new location, 621 South Dewey, Suite B. That's down low, ball 3, so we're looking to trend another walk for Carson Johnson. Wind still pushing towards center field, but not as rigorously. The 3-0. That's outside. Ball 4, back-to-back walks to Carson Johnson from Espino. So now 1 runner is on for the Nationals here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. As that brings up Cole Wright. He himself is 1 for 1 with the single. The pitch-out attempt, or pickoff, excuse me, to Carson Johnson at first will get him back. So Espino now will glance in at Sauer and will deliver another pickoff attempt to Carson Johnson as he gets back safely. So we're still waiting for the first pitch into Cole Wright, which is right there. That's low again, ball 1. That's now the 5th ball thrown by Espino with nobody out. Carson Johnson on over at first. Another pickoff attempt. Johnson gets back in plenty of time. The pitch. That's in strike number 1 from Espino. Following Cole Wright, Carter Kelly, and then Tristan Beyer. Another pickoff attempt. Get Johnson back. Again, he stole a base already for the Nationals, and Espino and Hastings trying to not allow that happen again. The 1-1. That's in strike number 2 to Cole Wright. So a 1-2 count now to the pitcher Cole Wright with Carson Johnson at first. Bottom of the 3rd inning. Espino will get his sign that he likes from Sauer. He'll pick off attempt again to get Johnson back. Carson Johnson just on point with it, but again with that calf injury, clearly taking a toll on him. The 1-2, there goes Johnson, and that's going to actually hit, though, Cole Wright in the shoulder. So with that, 2 runners will be on with nobody out in the bottom of the 3rd inning as Carter Kelly will now waltz on up to bat. He's 1 for 1 with the single. Coach talking it up with Carter Kelly. Maybe lay down a sacrifice bunt attempt to advance both runners into scoring position. Carson Johnson at second. Cole Wright on over at first. As Espino will now step into the circle. He'll glance at second once more. He delivers. That's outside, ball 1 to Carter Kelly. Now it's just a question of when are we going to see Jacobitz. Because it seems like this inning is slowly falling apart for Hastings and Espino. The 1-0, swing and a miss from Carter Kelly. Strike number 1. The scary situation for the Nationals is there's a force out at every plate but home, as there's nobody on third base. So Espino now will deliver his 1-1. That one, slow roller, that'll stay foul for out strike number 2. So now it's a 1-2 count to Carter Kelly, who's already singled in this ball game. Would have been a 2-1 lead for the Nationals, but Kelly didn't step on the plate and was thus tagged out afterwards to end the bottom of the first. The pickoff attempt at second will get Carson Johnson back. 1-2 yet again the count. Johnson at second. Colwright at first. As Espino's going to then step off and take a breather. Once again, a 1-2 count with Colwright up to bat. Espino delivers. That's way outside, but a good glove from Caleb Sauer to not let it fly behind him to the backstop and advance the runners for free. So here we go, 2-2. Nobody out and 2 on. Espino swing and a miss from Carter Kelly for out number 1. Down he goes swinging. That's going to bring up Tristan Byer. Now Byer's 1 for 1 here today as he looks to drive the runners to one more base pad. Johnson at second, Wright at first. Espino's still on the mound. He's up to 36 pitches. Glance at second and deliver to Byer, who swings on it and turns it foul down the third base side for strike number 1. So a 1-0 count. The pitch is down low in the turf. Here's ball number 1 to Tristan Byer. Byer again playing catcher. Has a prime opportunity to not only advance the runners to one base pad, but hey, maybe even score Carson Johnson on over at second. As Espino will take another step off. Really good job by the Nationals putting these early base runners on. Scaring Espino a bit. There goes Johnson, a bunt attempt from Byer, and it's going to roll foul for strike number 2. 1-2 the count then to Tristan Byer. Byer tried the sacrifice bunt to get both runners to the next pad. That was the perfect bunt that head coach Ricky Holm is always looking for away from the pitcher, but it was a little too far as it rolled foul. So now 1-2 is the count from Espino to Byer. He looks at his notes and he's ready to rock and roll. Espino will step off once again to reset. Still a 1-2 count with 1 out here in the bottom of the third inning. Runners in scoring position for the Nationals at second with Carson Johnson. That's swung on, and it's going to be dropped for a third strike, but they're going to say down goes Byer anyway. For out number 2, though, following the passed up ball, both runners will advance one base position. So now it's Carson Johnson at third and Colwright at second. As out comes Colwright, and Blaze Zeiler comes on to courtesy run with Jack Polk up to bat. Polk 0 for 1 with a flyout in his first plate appearance, as he's looking to drive both runners home. Espino has that in for strike number 1 on his fastball. So an 0-1 count. Espino will deliver again. That one almost hitting Polk. Ball number 1, 1-1 the count. Hastings really putting a lot of emphasis that Espino could have gotten out of his funk in the bottom of the first. So far has done so. His 1-1 is swung on over to the second baseman. Brumball on to first in time. And with that, the inning is over. Nationals had a chance to score with 2 runners on at second and third. Couldn't convert, so we're still tied here 1-1 heading to the top of the 4th inning.
Go where the herd goes with the fast, durable Kubota Sidekick, featuring a gas-powered engine that delivers a top speed of 40 miles per hour, best-in-class acceleration and handling with cargo, and the strength to haul what needs hauling, all backed by a 2-year, 1,000-hour warranty. Herd cattle, mend fences, and get every job done right with the Kubota Sidekick. Visit your local Kubota dealer today. Go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
See the full line of Kubota products at your North Platte Kubota on South Highway 83 or online at npkubota.com.
A proven track record of success. It's what you expect, and that's what you get from Lindemeyer Law Office of North Platte. With more than 130 years of combined legal experience, the attorneys at Lindemeyer Law Office have handled it all with personalized and aggressive representation both in and out of the courtroom. Attorneys Robert Lindemeyer, Amanda Spikert, Kent Florum, Shantae Durham, and Kent Turnbull are ready. Having the right experience in court is critical. Call Lindemeyer Law Office at 308-534-6740 or visit flatrocklaw.com.
Welcome here to the top of the fourth inning. Nationals currently tied with Hastings 1-1. Colwright still on the mound. He's up to 39 pitches as Tyson Labar will come up to swing for Hastings. Hey, thank you to our premier sponsors for today, the DNN Event Center, as well as North Platte Kubota. 1 run on 3 hits and no errors for the Nationals. 1 run on 3 hits and no errors on the side. 5 Points Bank Hastings. So again, Tyson Labar will be up here to bat. He's 0 for 1. He was hit by a pitch. His last at bat as that pitch is in from Colwright for strike number 1. 0-1 the count. Wright looking to bounce back after a little bit of a shaky inning last time about. As here comes the next pitch. Check swing, and it's going to still fall in for strike number 2. So an 0-2 count now to Labar. With, again, Caleb Sauer on deck and Lucas Gabriel in the hole. Wright shaking off a couple of signs. So he likes that one. The 0-2 from him. That one looped on over to Jack Polk at short. He gloves it, tries to get it into his hand, but unfortunately can't get a good grip on it. And with that, Tyson Labar gets on to first base with an infield single to bring on the catcher Caleb Sauer. Sauer's 1 for 1 with a single in his first plate appearance. He has a runner at first base being Labar. So Carter Kelly is in the grass thinking bunt, and it was showing bunt, but pulling it back was Sauer, but it still falls in for strike number 1. Again, the idea here from Hastings and Sauer is to sacrifice bunt, Labar on over to first with nobody out. So they have a couple more outs to play with. Here comes the bunt. It's laid down on over beautifully to first, but it'll roll out the field of play. Foul. So now it's an 0-2 count to Caleb Sauer. Now it gets a little more interesting, or if they're going to let him swing, or if they're going to continue saying, hey, try to bunt on Labar to second. So Wright with his 0-2 gets it just outside, too high, ball 1. And they did, Hastings, say you are free to go, Sauer, with your swing. And with that, it's outside, ball 1, 1-2. Still Labar at first, looking to be getting on over to second somehow. That's high once more, so we're now back to a 2-2 count in this at-bat. Thank you again to our sponsors today, Mike's Motorcycle and ATV Repair, and Stephen Rhodes with Farmers Insurance and Hanson Plumbing and Heating. 2-2. That one driven into left field for a base hit. So with that, 2 more are on for Hastings with nobody out as a courtesy runner comes on, Marcus Miller, and head coach Ricky Holm now going to go talk with his pitcher Cole Wright, as he's going to have Lucas Gabriel up to bat. A similar situation with what we saw in the top of the second with the bases loaded. Cole Wright hit the leadoff man Labar, walked Sauer, and then hit Lucas Gabriel to load the bases. So far looking like almost the exact same thing in this inning as 2 are on with nobody out. Cole Wright still on the mound as coach just wanted to talk to him and see how they're going to navigate this inning. So here comes Lucas Gabriel. Following Gabriel will be Jaden Techmeyer and then Nick Conant. So runner at second is Labar and Caleb Sauer on at first for Hastings. Wright facing Lucas Gabriel now. Will deliver. Gabriel with a nice bunt. That's going to put two of the runners on, and a bad play from Cole Wright as he was trying to throw it on over to third to get the force out. Instead of that being successful, the bases are now loaded for Hastings with nobody out to bring on the ever-dangerous Jaden Techmeyer. Techmeyer was last hit by a pitch in his last at-bat, which was in the top of the second, which brought a run home for Hastings. He has the bases loaded and nobody out. That is what's so scary about this situation for the Nationals, as Wright delivers. That one driven into left field for a base hit. It's going to keep going. That's going to bring one run home. It's going to bring two, maybe even three. No, they're going to put the brakes on. So with that, 2 runs come across for Hastings. As now there are runners at second and third base. So now Nick Conant will come up to bat. It's a 3-1 lead for Hastings at the moment. Nobody out in this inning still. That's the scary part, as Wright will now look to deliver. That one is drilled into left field yet again. 1 run will come through. They're waving the second one. Techmeyer, he's running, and he'll get home. Another 2 runs come across. What was a 1-1 ball game has now been pushed to 5-1. Following the single from Conant, as now this lead has spiraled out of control, and that'll do it for Cole Wright, as on comes head coach Ricky Holm. And now Carson Johnson will look to be taken over. It's going to be interesting to see how Carson Johnson is going to react, because as we know, Johnson dealing with that calf injury that was sustained in game number 1 against Lexington. And now he's been playing through it ever since and doing a pretty darn fine job. He's got a couple steals to his name, so hasn't had anything too scary. And waltzing on out into left field for his first appearance of the tournament, Ty Hanneborg. That is right, Ty Hanneborg will be out in left field to start this inning in relief effort for Cole Wright. And I say Hanneborg's playing left. It's actually going to be back to Cole Wright. Got a little too ahead of myself, but and it's going to be fun to see, because we haven't seen Hanneborg all season for the Nationals at this level. So getting himself a prime opportunity with the game seriously on the line for the Nationals, as they're trailing 5-1 at the moment, needing some help. They're going to turn to Carson Johnson to see what he can do. Nationals trail 5-1, 5 runs on 8 hits and no errors for Hastings, compared to the 1 run on 3 hits and no errors on the side of the Nationals. So out comes Ty Robinson to give the notepad on over to Hanneborg so we can get the notes. Johnson on the mound again. It's going to be interesting to see how he's going to play with that injured calf. When you think about the calf, you need the power when you're pushing off. And if I remember correctly, it's on his left. I think it's his left calf, so he's going to be putting a lot of pressure on it as he's throwing. So far looks pretty good, not wincing in pain, but needs a lot to get done, as Nationals now trail 5-1 here in the top of the fourth inning after giving up 4 runs in this inning off of Cole Wright. As Luke Brooks will be the first batter that Carson Johnson will be seeing. Nick Conant on over at first base. Following Brooks, it's going to be Braden Rutt and then Cameron Brumbaugh for Hastings. As the Nationals look to bounce back in this inning and stem the bleeding that came through. Hastings looking for its revenge match against the Nationals. Hastings now leading 5-1. As they're still warming up in the bullpen for Hastings, so I assume we're going to get a new pitcher next inning. As there's a bunt from Luke Brooks, that gets right back to Carson Johnson. He throws it on to first for out number 1. So with that, Conant will get on following the bunt to second. So that's now going to bring on Braden Rutt to bat. Rutt, he's 0 for 2 with 2 flyouts to his name in this ball game for Hastings. He's got Conant on over at second. And 1 out to play with. Johnson will glance at second, gets a sign from Byer. Once more, he'll glance at second and deliver. That's down in the turf. Ball number 1, but it doesn't get far enough away from Byer to advance Rutt. As Johnson once more will glance at second. A very long leadoff for Conant. The pitch from Johnson is swung on, but foul down the third base side for strike number 1. It's 1-1 now, the count with 1 out. Nationals trailing 5 points bank Hastings 5-1 following this 4-run top of the fourth inning. Cole Wright gets subbed out for Carson Johnson as Johnson looks to right the ship. The 1-1 swung on and missed from Rutt. So there's strike number 2. It's a 1-2 count now. Following Rutt, Cameron Brumbaugh and then Jackson Gangwish for 5 points bank Hastings. As Johnson will get the sign that he likes from Tristan Byer behind home plate. He'll glance at second. His 1-2. That one is a slow chopper to Carter Kelly at third, who gloves it onto first. It's going to pull off Cooper Hill from first. And with that, runners are now at the corners for Hastings following that mistake. That's Cameron Brumbaugh now up to bat. He's 1 for 2 with a ground out and a single. Another opportunity for Hastings to get a run to come across in this inning. They already have 4, and now threatening with Conant on over at third and Rutt at first. Time is called at the plate for Brumbaugh to step off and get resituated. 5 runs on 8 hits and no errors for Hastings. 1 run on 3 hits and 1 error for the Nationals. Johnson with the first pitch in. Another bunt going to be laid down beautifully. They're going to run it on home. And with that, a pickle being put in between Conant and the Nationals as he gets tagged out. And with that, the ball's going to get into the left field. 1 run's going to come across once more for Hastings. So in all of that confusion, Braden Rutt, who was just kind of meandering about at third base, waiting for anything to happen with Conant getting tagged out, will then score following the bad throw over to Carter Kelly. So now, Conant gets tagged out. Gets tagged out. So Brumbaugh will get in with a single following his bunt attempt. And now on comes Jackson Gangwish. There's 2 outs to the name of Hastings, but Gangwish can bring another run home if he gets a single with Brumbaugh at third. As that first pitch from Carson Johnson in for strike number 1. 0-1 the count. Gangwish 0 for 2, a ground out and a fly out to his name. Johnson delivers. That's down in the turf. It'll get away from Byer, but not far enough to bring Brumbaugh home. 1-1 the count. Following Gangwish will be Tyson Labar and Caleb Sauer for Hastings. Johnson delivers. That one's driven into left field for another base hit, and with that, another run will come home. It's now 7-1 for 5 Points Bank Hastings. This was kind of the fear you were getting to with the Nationals as the tournament got on. Using more arms and arms, how much are they going to have left in the tank if they get further along? So now with a 7-1 lead, Tyson Labar comes up. Labar, 1 for 1. He was hit by a pitch and then singled in his previous at-bat. He has Gangwish on over at first as Johnson gets to sign and will deliver. That one's way outside. He'll get to the backstop. So with that, Gangwish will easily waltz on in following the wild pitch to second. So a 1-0 count now. So if Labar gets this into the outfield for a single, that possibly could score Gangwish at second. It's a 7-1 ball game here in the top of the 4th inning. 6 runs have come across for 5 Points Bank Hastings. Johnson glances at second. His 1-0. That's high again. Ball 2. It's a 2-0 count to Tyson Labar. Again, following Labar, Caleb Sauer, and then Lucas Gabriel. Winner of this game moves on to take on Grand Island Home Federal in the championship match. Loser goes home. The 2-0, that's outside ball 3 to Labar. Nationals trailing 7-1, 7 runs on 9 hits and no errors, compared to the 1 run on 3 hits and 2 errors on the side of the Nationals. Carson Johnson now pitching in relief for Cole Wright. That pitch will slide in for strike number 1 from Johnson. So it's 3-1 the count now. Ty Hanneborg is the sub that you are going to be seeing on over at second base. The young man getting his first big playing action here in the senior team and at the scariest of opportunities, semifinals of the district tournament. The 3-1 now from Carson Johnson. That's down low, ball 4. And with that, Canant will walk his way on over to third. So a 3-1, actually, wait a second. Are they saying that Carson Johnson balked? And that's why Gangwish is now at third? I think that is. So the pitch was down low in the turf. So Gangwish is at third, and they are, so it seemed like there was a miscalculation of what the balls and the strikes were. So, well, now we're getting even more confusing as the third base umpire is now talking with the head coach of Hastings. And now Ricky Holm is out there. So, some major discussion going on at who goes where and what's going on. So, at the moment, it looks like 2 are on with 2 outs. It's going to be Gangwish at third, and then Labar at first is what it's currently looking like. The Hastings head coach is arguing with something. Blake Marquette talking, and so now what's going on is it's a 3-1 count, but Gangwish is at over at third now, with LeBar still up to bat. That was a whole kerfluffle that I don't think made sense for anybody. So now a 3-1 count to Tyson LeBar, but Gangwish is now at third base instead of second. So Carson Johnson now looking to get out of this inning. You see if the Nationals can bounce back and get something going their way. Now the 3-1. That one is skied foul down the first base side. That was absolutely rocketed. So now it's a full count at 3-2. LeBar was taking that one basically almost to the wall with how much power he put behind that swing. But now it's a full count of prime opportunity. This is where Carson Johnson needs to really dig deep in and find that perfect pitch to get out of this inning and stop the bleeding. 3-2 with 2 outs. Johnson will glance on over at third. He delivers. That one fouled off the bat of LeBar. Still keep it at 3-2. There's no action in either side's bullpen at the moment. So Johnson will step into the circle. He's ready to roll. Glance on over at third to Gangwish. The 3-2. That one driven into right field for a base hit. So with that, Gangwish will score, and this lead now becomes 8-1. So an 8-1 ball game here in the top of the 4th inning. Thank you to our premier sponsors today, the DNN Event Center, as well as North Platte Kubota. Winner of this game moves on to take on Grand Island Home Federal in the championship match. Caleb Sowers now up to bat. He's 2 for 2 with 2 singles. Has LeBar on over at first as that pitch from Johnson is in for strike number 1. 0-1 the count. Eight runs on 10 hits for 5 Points Bank Hastings. 1 run on 3 hits for the Nationals. There goes LeBar. He had a good jump. He slides into second. He gets tagged out. And that's how the inning will end. The Nationals, though, giving up 7 runs in this inning, now head to the bottom of the 4th inning, trailing 8-1.
Experience is something many can claim, but few can live up to. Larry's Glass has decades of experience, from small window jobs to large industrial businesses. Larry's has the right experience to get the work completed and looking incredible the first time. No more rookies looking at your window and trying to figure out if it's glass or if it's plastic. Larry's Glass has the knowledge, expertise, and experience to handle every type of glass situation. Others say they have it, only Larry's can claim it. Experience. Find it at Larry's Glass in North Platte.
Take care of your property with equipment you can count on, like the Kubota BX and LO1 series compact tractors, part of our under 100 horsepower tractor lineup, rated #1 for reliability, and Z-series mowers and Sidekick utility vehicles, where durability meets speed. Visit your local Kubota dealer for a demo today. Go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
See the full line of Kubota products at your North Platte Kubota on South Highway 83 or online at npkubota.com.
Welcome in to Duncan Field. Nationals trailing 8-1 against 5 Points Bank Hastings. That's 8 runs on 10 hits and no errors for Hastings. 1 run on 3 hits and 2 errors for the Nationals. Dayton Espino still on the mound for 5 Points Bank Hastings after giving up 3 runs in the bottom of the 1st inning. Hasn't given up a single run or a hit from that point on. He's now going to be seeing Caden Johnson up to bat. Johnson 0 for 1 already today. Following Johnson, Dean McIntyre, and then Cooper Hill, but I believe Dean McIntyre is still going to be hitting, so Hanneborg, who subbed in, not going to be taking swings, just a defensive adjustment. So here's Johnson up to bat as the Nationals try to start this late game rally. Here's the first pitch from Espino, way high and outside for ball number 1. 1-0 the count with nobody out. 8-1. Espino with his now 1-0. That's in for strike number 1. 1-1 the count now. He's up to 45 pitches, 25 strikes, and 20 balls is Espino. Here comes his 1-1 delivery. Swung on and fouled down the third base side. 1-2 the count. So now with the 1-2, Espino sets and delivers. Swung on and missed. Down goes Johnson on strikes for out number 1 to bring up now Dean McIntyre to bat. Nationals trailing 8-1. 8 runs on 10 hits compared to the 1 run on 3 hits and 2 errors. You can check out Kevin McGann in the Fortified group at his new location, 621 South Dewey, Suite B, as we're in a Fortified group, bottom of the 4th. That one is skied out to center and grabbed by Jaden Techmeyer for out number 2. So now there were 2 down here in this inning. Nationals trailing 8-1. So on over for the Nationals comes Cooper Hill. He's going to line that one over to Conan at short, who can't grab it. And with that, an infield single for Cooper Hill. Starting a late little push for the Nationals with 2 outs. Their comfort zone, might I add. Normally the Nationals putting on some good efforts with 2 outs to their name, and Andrew Brocious comes up to bat. He's 0 for 1 with a ground out in his first appearance as a pickoff attempt will get Cooper Hill back. Following Brocious, it's Carson Johnson and Cole Wright. Here comes the pitch. That's down low in the turf. Ball number 1 to Brocious. Thank you to our sponsors today, Langmeyer Heating and Cooling, Larry's Glass, Great Plains Foot and Ankle Specialist, as well as Lindemeyer Law, as another pickoff attempt to first not successful as Cooper Hill gets back. So it's a 1-0 count with 2 outs. Espino will deliver. That's not in for ball number 2. It's now a 2-0 count to Andrew Brocious. Another pickoff attempt to get Cooper Hill back. That one a little closer than Hill wanted, but he still successfully got back. So 2-0 with 2 outs. The pitch from Espino is in for strike number 1. 2-1 the count. 2-1 with 2 outs. Another pickoff attempt. Cooper Hill gets back. So with 2-1 and 2 outs, Andrew Brocious trying to keep this inning alive for the Nationals. The delivery. That's in strike number 2, so the count has been worked back to 2-2 from Espino. Brocious trying to get on here with 2 outs and start the comeback right here. Another pickoff attempt will get Cooper Hill back. The Nationals have been able to get in the head of Espino and force a lot of pickoffs, just haven't been able to capitalize on it. The 2-2. That one's going to get away from the catcher, Caleb Sauer, so Cooper Hill will make his way to second following the passed up ball. So now it's a 3-2 count to Andrew Brocious. With Cooper Hill on over at second base, Nationals looking to bring a runner home. Espino delivers. Swing and a miss from Brocious, and that's how the bottom of the 4th will end. We're going to head to the top of the 5th. FNBO Nationals trailing 5 points. Bank Hastings 8-1. More action here, FM 98.1, AM 1410, and live streaming at NorthPlattePost.com.
Planning a special event, whether it be a wedding, concert, sporting event, convention, or anything else, the DNN Event Center can handle it all. The DNN Event Center is the biggest event center in North Platte. This building is perfectly suited for anything from small gatherings to major events. Rent just one small room or book the entire facility. The choices are endless at the DNN Event Center, your home for exciting events, special moments, and precious memories. Call today to make your reservation at 534-0255.
When it rains, it pours, so it's important for you to get the coverage that meets your needs. I'm Farmers Agent Stephen Rhodes. I can help you understand your options so we can prepare for whatever the forecast brings. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two. To learn more, call me, Farmers Agent Stephen Rhodes, at 308-534-9050. Find out how I can help you protect the things that matter most.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
FNBO Nationals American Legion Baseball on 98.1 and 1410 AM. Presented by North Platte Kubota and the DNN Event Center.
Welcome back to Duncan Field. It's the top of the fifth inning. Nationals trailing 5 points Bank Hastings 8-1. 8 runs on 10 hits and no errors for Hastings. 1 run on 4 hits and 2 errors for the Nationals. Again, Cole Wright started the day pitching. He gave up 5 runs. And after that point was subbed out for Carson Johnson. And Johnson pitching right on over at left field. And Ty Hanneborg on over at second base for the Nationals. Ty getting some valuable reps for the Nationals, but now he's been subbed right back out as KT Caden Thompson will be playing second base, as Hanneborg had that 2 innings of play, and now Caden Thompson takes over at second. So up to bat now comes Caleb Sauer. He's 2 for 2, and Johnson's still on the mound. His first pitch in is called ball. 1-0. So now the 1-0 count from Carson Johnson. That's down low. Ball 2 to Sauer. 2-0 the count. Nationals trying to get out of this inning and not get run ruled. There's 1 more run to go. And we're in the top of the fifth. The 2-0 count. Turned on, driven to left field, but Cole Wright's going to get under it. Still drifting back, and he'll glove it for out number 1. As down goes Sauer. As Lucas Gabriel will come up to bat with 1 out. Gabriel 1 for 1. He was hit by a pitch in his first appearance. He bunted on in his second. And now looking to go a couple more with against Carson Johnson, and that first pitch is down low in the dirt. Ball number 1. 1-0 the count. Johnson up to 21 pitches, 13 strikes, and 8 balls. Following Gabriel will be Jaden Techmeyer and then Nick Conant. The 1-0 from Johnson. That one's turned on once more and popped up towards left field. Under it gets Cole Wright. He'll glove it for a quick out number 2. 1 and 2 are down in this inning. A quick 2 up, 2 down. As now Jaden Techmeyer will come up to bat. 2 for 2. He singled. He was hit by a pitch and then doubled in his last plate appearance for 5 points Bank Hastings. Now the pitch from Johnson. That's down low in the turf for ball number 1. Techmeyer, then on deck Nick Conant, and then in the hole Luke Brooks. So Johnson's going to get ready. He'll glance in and deliver the 1-0. That one is swung on. A slow roller that's going to stay fair, but not get on over to first in time, as Techmeyer will get on following a very fun spiral from the baseball. It ran out the field of play, but then rolled back in as Johnson tried to throw it to first to get Techmeyer out. Wasn't able to do so, so now in the top of the fifth, Jane Techmeyer is going to get on. And now head coach Ricky Holm talking with the home plate umpire, talk about that call, and they seem to agree on something because he's heading back down. So Conant is 1 for 3 with a sacrifice bunt, a fly out, but he singled in his last at-bat, part of that 7-run explosion in the top of the 4th inning. He has Techmeyer at first as he looks to advance him. With 2 outs, though, here comes the pitch. That one in for strike number 1. 0-1. Thank you to our premier sponsors for today, the DNN Event Center, as well as North Platte Kubota. Johnson with the 0-1 pitch in. That one again just on the inside part of the zone, but outside for ball 1. 1-1. Again, following Conant, it's Luke Brooks and then Braden Rutt. Johnson's 1-1. Runner goes Techmeyer, and that one's going to be fouled off the bat. Conant for strike number 2. Techmeyer got a really good jump, so he would have made it any which way, but now a 1-2 count to the shortstop, Nick Conant, and then Techmeyer at first. Johnson will glance at first. He now delivers his 1-2. That's down low. It's going to get away from Tristan Byer with that. Techmeyer waltzes on into second following the passed up ball. And now Nick Conant looking to get a single and advance the runner home if he can do it. But it's a 2-2 count to him with 2 outs here in the top of the 5th inning. 5 Points Bank Hastings still threatening to score as Johnson will deliver the 2-2. That one's a slow roller to Polk at short. He gloves it onto first. It's in time, and with that, the inning is over. Nationals still trailing 8-1, though didn't allow a run to come across nor a hit. We're going to head to the bottom of the 5th to see if they can start this comeback right here, FM 98.1, AM 1410, and live streaming NorthPlattePost.com.
Your home is the one place where everything should be perfect, including your air. A little preventive maintenance can spot problems before they pop up and might even help lower your utility bills. Don't wait till you're sweating in the summer heat to think about your air conditioning and heating pumps. Call Hanson Plumbing and Heating today to schedule your maintenance checks. It's as easy as picking up the phone to stay cool this summer. Call Hanson's 534-5020. Hanson's Plumbing and Heating of North Platte.
Ed is baffled.
I just learned how they make Runza sandwiches.
Explain it for the people, Ed.
They actually make them.
Yep.
Like, before they open in the morning, they're making dough from scratch, letting it rise, shredding cabbage, onions, and cooking it with beef and secret spices.
From scratch every day.
That makes my day.
Thought it might. Because from the way we make it to the way it makes you feel, Runza makes it all better.
Leading off for the Nationals here in the bottom of the 5th inning is going to be Carson Johnson. Hey, it's a fortified group. Bottom of the 5th inning. You can check out Kevin McGann and the fortified group at his new location, 621 South Dewey, Suite B. The first pitch from Espino is outside, ball 1. So 1-0 the count to Johnson, who's yet to record a hit. He has walked twice, though. That pitch on the outside part, ball 2. 2-0 the count. Espino up to 57 pitches, 32 strikes, and 28 balls. It's 2-0. That one sneaks in, strike number 1. 2-1 the count. The 2-1. That's way outside, ball 3. Carson Johnson again trending towards a walk. At this at-bat would be his 3rd straight. Espino delivers the 3-1. That one's swung on and fouled. 3-2 now the count. So now, here comes the 3-2. That's outside ball 4. So that's 3 straight walks for Carson Johnson in this ball game, as that brings up Cole Wright. Singled and was hit by a pitch in his last plate appearance. His time is called. And out comes the head coach for 5 Points Bank Hastings. And I think this might be the end of Espino's run, as we're waiting to get the official judgment. Out comes head coach Blake Marquette. He'll talk it over with Espino. Maybe say he got one more chance to get it done. Shaking his head a little bit. Still got the ball. It looks like 5 Points Bank Hastings still has trust in Espino, because he's going to still be out. Haven't got the final judgment from head coach, but it's looking more likely. Yep. Espino is done for the day, as out he goes. There goes his spell to the day. Is now looking to see who's going to be pitching for 5 Points Bank Hastings. It's going to be somebody who's in the infield already, Nick Conant. Conant will be pitching, as coming in from the outfield is Lucas Gabriel. So Espino will go out to left field. So Espino heads out to left field. On one then comes Elijah Johnson, plays shortstop on the side. 5 Points Bank Hastings, they currently lead the Nationals 8-10. That is 8 runs on 10 hits and no errors, compared to 1 run on 4 hits and 3 errors on the side of the Nationals. As we're here again, fortified group, bottom of the 5th inning. Check out Kevin McGann in the fortified group at his new location, 621 South Dewey, Suite B. Also, thank you to Langmeyer Heating and Cooling in North Platte, as they are a proud sponsor of the FNBO Nationals and American Legion Baseball. For dependable service you can trust, trust Langmeyer. So Cole Wright will be the first batter that Conant sees here today. Following Wright, it's going to be Carter Kelly and then Tristan Byer, though Carson Johnson is at first base following his 3rd straight walk, as he's looking to get aboard. Cole Wright does for a 2nd straight time. He singled in his first at-bat and then was hit by a pitch from Espino and made his way to first. So 1-0 the count, or excuse me, 1-1 is where Wright sits. So now onwards comes Cole Wright with Nick Conant up here to bat, or excuse me, up here to pitch for 5 Points Bank Hastings. Carson Johnson at first base. The delivery from Conant is way too high. Ball number 1. As that next pitch down low, ball number 2 from Conant. And they're going to pick off that almost got Carson Johnson on over at first base. As Johnson will successfully, though, steal second base, as that pitch is once more in the dirt. Ball 3 from Conant. So 3-0 the count, with Carson Johnson now sitting at second base. And that one down low, ball 4, and with that, Conant will walk Cole Wright, and now there are 2 on with nobody out for Carter Kelly up to bat. He's 1 for 2 with a single and strikeout swinging in his first plate appearance. As Conant will deliver. That one's in for the first strike, number 1. So now it's an 0-1 count to Kelly, following Carter Kelly, Tristan Byer, and then Jack Polk. So the 0-1 now. That one is driven into right field. The gap in center right field, and with that, one run will most likely come home. And they're going to keep Cole Wright on over at third. There's some momentum now in the favor of the Nationals following that stand-up double from Carter Kelly into the gap in center right field. Now with nobody out, here comes Tristan Byer up to bat, with now an 8-2 lead for 5 Points Bank Hastings. Carter Kelly at third, or excuse me, at second, with Cole Wright at third. That pitch squeaks in for strike number 1. Nobody out here, the bottom of the 5th inning. Nationals still trailing 8-2, but have 2 runners on at the moment. That one is popped up, and it'll be fouled over stadium. Strike number 2, so it's now a 0-2 count to Tristan Byer from Nick Conant. He delivers. That one's too low. Ball number 1. So 1-2 the count. From Nick Conant. That one is also delivered. Swung on and fouled by Byer. Still going to stay. At 1-2, and once more fouled. One and two, still the count into Tristan Byer. Nobody out. 2 are on here in a fortified group, bottom of the 5th. Nick Conant will now deliver. The 1-2, skied and drifting towards left field for Espino. He'll get under it. He'll glove it, and then Cole Wright will tag up, and with that he will score following the sacrifice fly. So now Nationals trimming this lead. It's now 8-3. 1 out here in the inning, and that brings up Jack Polk with Carter Kelly on over at second base. Polk 0 for 2 with a flyout and a ground out. As Conant gets set, he'll deliver the first pitch into Polk, which is down low in the turf. Ball number 1. So 1-0 the count to Jack Polk with Carter Kelly at third. Conant delivers. That's in strike number 1. 1-1 the count now. So now Conant will get the sign in from Caleb Sauer that he likes. He'll glance at second and deliver. Ooh, that one way high and away. Ball number 2. So 2-1 the count now to Jack Polk, with the runner at second base being Carter Kelly for the Nationals. That one is fouled to the netting. Strike number 2. 2-2 the count with 1 out. 8-3 lead for the Nationals. 8 runs on 10 hits, no errors. 3 runs on 5 hits and 3 errors for the Nationals. Hastings leads 8-3 here in the semifinal matchup. The 2-2. That one once more is fouled into the stands. Still going to stay at 2-2. 2-2 with 1 out. Conant delivers. That one into left field for a base hit. They're going to wave Carter Kelly on home. And with that, the Nationals have cut the lead in half. It's now 8-3. With the runner at first base being Jack Polk. Uh-oh, it's starting to heat up a little for the Nationals. As Caden Johnson now comes up to bat. He's 0 for 2 today. And with 1 out, looking to continue this inning, which has gotten 3 runs across for the Nationals. That pitch from Conant's in for strike number 1. So the Nationals trying to slowly but steadily work their way back into this game. They cut the lead in half. It's now 8-4 0-1 is high and away. Ball number 1. 1-1 the count for Conant. He gets the sign in from Sauer. A pick-off attempt at first will get Jack Polk back. So 1-1 with 1 out here in this ball game. One and one, another pickoff attempt will get Polk back. Following Johnson, Dean McIntyre, and then Cooper Hill. The pitch. Swung on over to short, gloved, onto second, onto first, not in time. So one more out will come down. The runner at second getting forced out. But now there's 2 outs here with Caden Johnson now on over at first base. So now with Caden Thompson up to bat, his first pitch he sees. It's outside for ball number 1. So it's a 1-0 count to Thompson. As that pitch slithers in for strike number 1. 1-1 now the count. Nationals have cut the lead in half now. It's 8-4. Johnson on over at first. The pickoff attempt is Johnson will get back in time. He was mighty far out there, able to leap his way back. 2 are out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Conant on the mound for Hastings delivers. That one is swung on and fouled for strike 2 from Caden Thompson. So following Thompson will be Cooper Hill and then Andrew Brocious for the Nationals. Conant with his 1-2. Way high and away, and with that, Johnson will easily steal second base as that pitch was outside the zone and no chance for Sauer to grab it and throw it on over. So now with Johnson at second, Conant in a 2-2 count now will deliver. That's high and away, ball 3. Good presence and patience from Caden Thompson. It's now full, and he has a chance to get on here with a walk late in the ball game. Bottom of the 5th, Conant delivers. Popped up, though. Conant's going to call for it and get under it, but it's going to be gloved by the first baseman, Brooks, and with that, we head to the top of the 6th inning. Nationals trailing, but a little less of a margin now. Only 4 runs, 8-4.
Pete, a man, a worker he was, drove an old Chevy just because. Worked real hard on assembly lines, picking his way to retirement time. Pete's old Chevy one day went clunk. Pete says, "Ma, that truck is junk." Ma said, "Better head Bridge Street way, because we need a new truck, and we need it today." They come to Bridge Street with $1,000. Pete drove away in a clean old truck. The story for Nebraska folk, Bridge Street Auto ain't no joke. Bridge Street where great deals reside, because our motto's always been, if you work, you ride.
The big Christmas in July sales event is going on now at Viera Wireless. Stop in today for a huge selection of free smartphones, including the latest iPhone 13. These great deals are for both new and existing customers. With Viera, you won't worry about those sneaky hidden fees the other guys hit you with, and you'll get truly unlimited data and nationwide service. Plus, stop in for our summer stocking stuffer deals. Shop now at a Viera store or viera.com. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
Welcome back here to the top of the 6th inning. Nationals now trailing 5 points bank Hastings 8-4, getting 3 runs last inning to cut this lead in half, and now really putting a little more spice into the game than was already put at hand. So Carson Johnson still on the mound for the Nationals, up to 28 pitches, 18 strikes, and 10 balls. The first batter he will be seeing, Luke Brooks. He's 0 for 3. He flew out, struck out swinging, and then sacrificed bunted in his last plate appearance. He now will lead off. Following Brooks will be Braden Rutt and then Cameron Brumbaugh on the top of the 6th inning. 8-4 lead here for the Nationals. Or excuse me, for 5 Points Bank Hastings. Johnson trying to get out of another inning unscathed in his relief effort. He'll get set and deliver into Brooks. That one's down low in the turf for ball number 1. It's a 1-0 count with one out, or excuse me, nobody out. In the top of the 6th inning. Thank you to our premier sponsors for today, the D&N Event Center, as well as North Platte Kubota. That pitch is in for strike number 1 to Brooks. It's 1-1 the count. The delivery. Swung on and fouled down the third base side. It's now 1-2 to Luke Brooks. Nationals trying to quickly go through this inning so they can get another opportunity to put some more runs across and reduce this lead. It's 8-4 now after 3 runs came across the bottom of the 5th inning. Here comes the 1-2. That is really high and away, and they say it's going to hit the back of Luke Brooks, so he'll take his waltz on over to first. So now one runner is on for Hastings with nobody out at the top of the 6th inning. Johnson, 32 pitches, 20 strikes, 12 balls. As we have a pinch batter coming in on the side of 5 Points Bank Hastings, it's going to be Dayton Espino will be taking over for Rutt. Glancing on over at first is Johnson. Pitch from Carson Johnson is down on the turf. He'll get away from Byer, but not far enough to advance the big man Luke Brooks on over at first. 8 runs on 10 hits and no errors for 5 Points Bank Hastings. 4 runs on 6 hits and 3 errors for the Nationals in this game. Carter Kelly is in the infield, expecting a bunt. The pitch is once more high. It's now 2-0 the count to Espino from Carson Johnson. Again, Johnson working with that calf injury he's been nursing all tournament. The 2-0, that's down low, ball 3 to Espino. 3-0 the count. Johnson gets a sign from Byer. His 3-0. It's a good bounce back. It's in. Strike number 1. 3-1 the count now. Jackson Gangwish up next to bat with Tyson LeBar on deck. So a 3-1 count to Espino as Johnson delivers. That's in strike 2, so he's worked it back full as Carson Johnson. Good little bounce back. These last couple of pitches now working it full. He's looking to collect the first out of the inning. He gets ready. His payoff now 3-2. Swung on, chopper to Carter Kelly at third. On to second. It's going to get out of the glove, though, of Caden Thompson as it was a little short and in front of KT. So with that, 2 are now on here in the top of the 6th for 5 Points Bank Hastings. To bring up Cameron Brumbaugh. 2 for 3, a ground out and 2 singles in his 3 plate appearances in this ball game. Following Brumbaugh, it'll be Jackson Gangwish and then Tyson LeBar. So both Cooper Hill and Carter Kelly are in the infield, suspecting the bunt from Brumbaugh. As Johnson delivers. That's down low in the turf. Ball number 1 is it was a bunt attempt from Brumbaugh as he showed it. Again, trying to advance the runners 1 pad each with nobody out still as time is called at the plate for a little bit of discussion between Cameron Brumbaugh and coach. So now Carson Johnson up to 38 pitches, 23 strikes, and 15 balls. He's yet to give up a run in his, well, he's given up actually, 3 runs in his relief effort over Cole Wright. So Nationals trail 8-4 here in this elimination game. Loser goes home. Winner will move on to take on Grand Island Home Federal in the championship game. So Johnson glances on over at second. And he delivers. That was a high pitch outside. Ball 2 to Brumbaugh. Johnson glancing into the notes, see what he's ready to go. 2-0 the count to Cameron Brumbaugh. As again, Nationals suspecting a bunt with nobody out. Johnson glances at second and delivers. That bunt pulled back once more. It's now 3-0. Not the count then. Yeah, bat that Carson Johnson's looking for as he's in the hole 3-0 with a situation where he could be loading the bases. So Johnson glancing on over at second where Luke Brooks is. Here comes the delivery. Pulled back. There's ball 4. And now the bases are loaded with nobody out for Jackson Gangwish. Gangwish 1 for 3 with a ground out, a fly out, and a single. As the base is loaded with an opportunity to re-extend the lead for 5 points, Bank Hastings. Brooks at third, Espino at second, and then Brumbaugh at first as that one is popped up, drifting towards foul territory and out of the field of play. Strike number 1. So it's 0-1 the count to Gangwish. Tyson Labar up next with Caleb Sauer in the hole. Johnson gets the sign that he likes from Byer. Will glance on over at third. And the 0-1. That one's right down the middle. Strike number 2. So now it's an 0-2 count to Gangwish. With the bases loaded. Johnson likes the sign that he got then from Byer. Here comes his 0-2. That's outside. Ball number 1. Good awareness from Gangwish to notice it was not going to be in the zone and not swinging. Again, when you're down 0-2, your always thoughts is don't get struck out and swing on a lot of bad pitches. Gangwish did not, so it's a 1-2 count. Johnson will deliver. Slow roller on over to KT at second. Not in time at first. 1 run will come across. They force out at second base. So now it's a 9-4 ball game. For Tyson Labar, who's 2 for 2. Hit by a pitch in his first at-bat and singled in his next 2 as out comes head coach Ricky Holm to talk with his pitcher. Maybe spell the end of his day. Interesting to see, though, if it is, who's going to be coming up and taking the pitches then for the Nationals, as they are running quite low on availability of their pitchers, because we know Coach Ricky Holm likes to be light in terms of his pitch count, as Johnson's still on the mound for the Nationals. Just have a good quick little talk with him. Runners at the corners here in the top of the 6th inning. It's a 9-4 ball game. The FNBO Nationals trailing 5 points Bank Hastings, 9-4. With that, intentionally going to walk Labar on over to first. So the bases are now reloaded for Caleb Sauer. It's a scary situation that head coach Ricky Holm is putting Carson Johnson into, because Sauer, he's 2 for 3 with 2 singles and a flyout. gets one into the outfield. A couple runs will come across for 5 Points Bank Hastings. So Johnson will glance at third. He delivers to Sauer. That one's way too low. Ball number 1. 1-0 the count. Following Sauer, Lucas Gabriel. Then back to the top of the order with Jaden Techmeyer. As with the 1-0, Johnson delivers. That one's slow roller. That's going to get into left field for a base hit. One run will come across, and then here comes the other runner in, and he's safe at home. So with that, it's now an 11-4 ball game following the single from Sauer, and that risk that head coach Ricky Holm tried to execute backfires is now, it's an 11-4 game, and at second base is Tyson Labar to put, if he comes across, 5 Points Bank Hastings into the run rule, because again, 8 runs through 5 innings. So runner at first is Caleb Sauer with Labar at third. Up next, Lucas Gabriel, who was hit by a pitch in his first at-bat. He bunted on successfully in the second, but flew out in his last attempt as Marcus Miller is at first, pinch running. Courtesy running, might I say. Johnson will deliver. There comes the laid-down bunt from not Lucas Gabriel. It's Elijah Johnson. He's taking swings. Tried to lay down the bunt. Didn't do it to any success, so now the count is 0-1. With one out here in the top of the 6th inning. Nationals trailing 11-4. As Johnson looks to deliver it now back over to Elijah Johnson, and he fouls that one right back to the netting. It's now an 0-2 count. Runner at third base is Tyson Labar. Just a couple of feet away from home, so now with an 0-2 count to Elijah Johnson, Carson Johnson maybe looking to put one out of the zone. Here comes the 0-2. That one is fouled down the third base side. It'll still stay at 0-2. Winner of this game again moves on to take on Grand Island Home Federal in the championship game. They lost to Hastings yesterday in a close one, but because they were undefeated, immediately went into the championship game. Now the Nationals and 5 Points Bank Hastings trying to fight for that last spot as the pickoff attempt to first going to get Miller back. 5 Points Bank Hastings a 11-4 lead, 11 runs on 11 hits compared to 4 runs on 6 hits for the Nationals. Another pickoff will get Miller back. 0-2 the count to Elijah Johnson with one out in the inning. Carson Johnson will deliver now his 0-2. As that bunt is laid down beautifully, Johnson will throw it on to first in time as that gets Cooper Hill to tag on out Johnson. So following that bunt, there are now runners in scoring position at second and third for Jaden Techmeyer. Techmeyer, a perfect 3 for 3 today. A single, he was hit by a pitch, a double, and then another single. He has a runner at third and second trying to bring him home. That pitch in the turf, but it's going to not bounce too far away from Tristan Byer, but it is ball number 1. Following Techmeyer, go back to the pitcher who subbed in, Nick Conant, and then Luke Brooks in the hole. Johnson gets the sign from Byer. He'll glance at third and second. It's 1-0. That's down low, ball 2. Just 2-0 count. Tense situation here is Carson Johnson with 2 outs trying to get Techmeyer down, but at the same time, Techmeyer trying to drive both runners home. 2-0. Swing and a miss from Jaden Techmeyer for strike number 1. Good pitch from Johnson. Great break action towards the end as it got Techmeyer swinging. So it's 2-1 now. Johnson likes the sign. The 2-1. Swung on and missed once more from Jaden Techmeyer. It's now 2-2 the count. 2 outs here, top of the 6th inning. Nationals trying to keep their tournament hopes alive. Not allow any more runs to come across. Johnson with his 2-2. That one's a chopper grabbed by Carter Kelly, and he loses control of it. And it'll go into the outfield, so another run comes home. Took a nasty chopper right in front of him. He lost it in the sun. And because of that, LeBar will make his way on home. And Techmeyer gets on to first. So now it's a 12-4 ball game as Nick Koenig will come on. He's 1 for 4, but has runners at second and first. Check swing, but they're going to say it's in strike number 1. Still 2 outs here in the inning for the Nationals as they look to close this inning out. That one swung on and missed by Nick Koenig. And with that, it's now an 0-2 count as Carson Johnson looks to put out Koenig and end the inning. 12 runs, though, on 12 hits. 5 points bank Hastings here in the semifinal game. Winner will take on Grand Island Home Federal in the championship match following the conclusion of this game. The 0-2 popped up. Drifting towards left field, shallow left field. It's going to be not gloved by either Cole Wright or Jack Polk, so another run comes across. The miscommunication in the outfield costly for the Nationals, and now it's a 13-4 lead as Luke Brooks will come up to take some swings. He's 0 for 3, flew out, struck out. Sacrifice bunted, but was hit by a pitch in his previous at-bat this inning. 13-4 lead. Carson Johnson gets set. Runners at second and third for Hastings. Johnson will deliver. Popped up. That was drifting toward foul territory and will fall out. Strike number 1. 13-4 game here at the moment. (13 runs on 12 hits. It's now an 0-1 count to Brooks. That's way down in the turf. Ball number 1. It's going to bounce away from Tristan Byer, but not far enough to advance the runner. Nick Koenig at second, Jaden Techmeyer at third for Hastings. Winds lightly blowing towards the right field side now. Johnson will get the sign he gets from Tristan Byer. Now here comes his 1-1. Swung on and foul down the third base side. It's now 1-2 with 2 outs. One more pitch need to be coming from Carson Johnson to get this out. Much needed out as he's given up 5 runs here in the top of the 6th inning. It was a 8-4 game entering this inning, and now it's ballooned out to a 13-4 game. Johnson, glance on over at third. Once more, his 1-2. Swung on, foul. Down the third base side, so we'll still stay at 1-2 the count. Following Luke Brooks, Dayton Espino, and then Cameron Brumbaugh. So 1-2 as Brooks steps in. Johnson shaking off a couple of pitches. Finally agrees with that one from Byer. The 1-2. Swung on, slow roller, picked up by Carter Kelly on to first in time. And with that, the inning is over. Nationals will head now to the fortified group, bottom of the 6th inning with the last chance to get this game down from 8. Or they will be, unfortunately, eliminated. So we'll take a break. We come back, more action around the corner right here, FM 98.1, AM 1410, and live streaming, as always, on NorthPlattePost.com.
When it rains, it pours, so it's important for you to get the coverage that meets your needs. I'm Farmer's Agent Stephen Rhodes. I can help you understand your options so we can prepare for whatever the forecast brings. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two. To learn more, call me, Farmer's Agent Stephen Rhodes, at 308-534-9050. Find out how I can help you protect the things that matter most.
We are farmers. Bum, ba, bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
Go where the herd goes with the fast, durable Kubota Sidekick, featuring a gas-powered engine that delivers a top speed of 40 miles per hour, best-in-class acceleration and handling with cargo, and the strength to haul what needs hauling, all backed by a 2-year, 1,000-hour warranty. Herd cattle, mend fences, and get every job done right with the Kubota Sidekick. Visit your local Kubota dealer today. Go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
See the full line of Kubota products at your North Platte Kubota on South Highway 83 or online at npkubota.com.
Welcome into a fortified group, bottom of the 6th inning, the Nationals' last chance to break out of this run rule. They trail 13-4 as Cooper Hill will come up to take some swings. He's 1 for 2. He flew out and singled in his first 2 appearances, as that first pitch from Conan is in for strike number 1. Following Cooper Hill, Andrew Brocious, and then Carson Johnson. That one is skied straight up. And with that, Conan's not going to be able to grab it, as it looked like he got distracted by Cooper Hill running right past him. So that falls out foul, but now it's an 0-2 count to Cooper Hill. He'll go back to the box to have one more shot, or maybe a couple more shots with this at-bat. Conan into his motion, the 0-2. That's outside. Ball number 1. It's 1-2 now, the count to Cooper Hill, who's playing first base today. 30 pitches for Nick Conant. The pitch, that off speed, just high and barely out. 2-2. That one was teetering on the edge. Fell in favor of the Nationals, so here comes the 2-2. Slow roller. Gloved up by the second baseman. Brumbaugh won't get it in time to first. It'll get past first baseman Luke Brooks. So Cooper Hill now slide into second following the error. So now Andrew Brocious will come up to take swings with Cooper Hill. Now at second base is infield going to come and talk it out a little bit with Conant. So nobody out. You're in a fortified group, bottom of the 6th inning. You can check out Kevin McGann in the fortified group at his new location, 621 South Dewey, Suite B. Conant will deliver to Brocious. That fastball outside. Ball 1. Nobody warming up in either bullpen at this point in the game, so we're going to go the rest of the distance with our pitchers. That fastball in, strike number 1. It's now 1-1 the count to Brocious, who's 0 for 2. Grounded out in his first appearance and struck out swinging in his next one. As Conant will glance at second. Once more, as time is called at the plate for Andrew Brocious to refocus in. Following Brocious, Carson Johnson, and then Cole Wright for the Nationals. Here comes then the 1-1. That's down low, ball 2. It's now 2-1 the count to Andrew Brocious. Winner of this game moves on to take on Grand Island Home Federal, though the Nationals trail 13-4 at the moment. The pitch swung on and fouled off the bat of Brocious for Strike number 2. It's now 2-2 the count to the right fielder, Andrew Brocious. Conant gets a sign in from Sauer. Likes what he sees. Glances at second. And now here comes his 2-2. That's high. Outside now, ball 3. It's worked back full. Good patience from Brocious not to go swinging on that one. That'll be key here for not to swing on something out of the zone. But full count. Conant delivers. Popped up towards left field. Onwards comes Espino. He'll glove it for out number 1. So Brocious goes down on the fly, and that brings up Carson Johnson. He's yet to record a hit. He's walked, though, 3 times in this ball game. Trying to get on here late. Give the Nationals a chance to battle it in the 7th. So Conant glance at second and deliver. That first pitch in, strike number 1. Conant glancing once more at second, where Cooper Hill's that is 0-1 to Johnson, is on over, lined out, but caught and dropped. But they're actually going to say caught by Elijah Johnson at short, and with that, the game ends as they tagged out Cooper Hill. And that'll do it for the Nationals' time here in district tournament play. They fall in this game to 5 points Bank Hastings, 13-4 in a tough one. Got the lead early in the bottom of the first, then gave it right back to be tied in the top of the second. But it all fell apart in the fourth when they gave up 7 runs. And that'll do it for the Nationals' run here in the A-7 district tournament, as Hastings moves on to the rematch again against Grand Island Home Federal in the championship game. Hey, we'll take a break and come back for the start of our post-game coverage right here, FM 98.1, AM 1410, and live streaming on NorthPlattePost.com.
Summer is flying by at Larry's RV in North Platte. Stop in if you're in the market for a new RV, parts, and accessories. Get 12-volt clip-on fans to help cool those tight spaces. Reversible campsite mats, Kuma Outdoor Gear Bear Buddy Chair, and the Kuma Lazy Dog Bed. Grab a Get Outdoors and Get Camping t-shirt. And don't forget Grandpa Gus's mouse repellent in spray or pouches, and Grandpa Gus Bed Bug Defense. Stop in and shop around this summer at Larry's RV in North Platte.
I had questions about solar power, so I called the professionals at Panhandle Solar, and I'm glad I did. By having solar panels installed, I increased my home's value, dramatically cut my electricity bill, and it's good for the planet. Yes, installing solar panels is the only investment that I know of that pays you back while saving you money. Call Roger at Panhandle Solar, 308-464-0462. Call today to take advantage of the tax credit that ends soon, 464-0462. Have a sunny day.
The game's in the books. Time for the post-game show on FM 98.1 and online at NorthPlattePost.com.
It's a final here in Hastings, and it's the final time for the Nationals you'll be seeing here as they fall to 5 points Bank Hastings, 13-4, 13 runs on 12 hits and 2 errors, compared to 4 runs on 6 hits and 5 errors for the Nationals. It actually started off on a strong note. The Nationals got up 1-0 on 3 hits in the bottom of the first, really shaking up Dayton Espino. But from that point on, Espino going flawless all the way until, the 5th inning when the Nationals scored 3. So the game was tied 1-1 heading into the top of the 4th when Cole Ryan unfortunately let 4 runs come across and push the lead for number 1 seed Hastings 5-1. And then another 3 came across off of Carson Johnson, putting it 7 at that point, 8-1. And then the bottom of the 5th, the Nationals showed some life, scoring 3 runs and cutting that lead in half. And then the top of the 6th, 5 runs came across for Hastings, and that is where we will finish here, 13-4, ending the season here for the Nationals as they fall in district play, 13-4. We'll take a break. We come back. Our Ameriprise Financial Money Player of the Game, and then our closing thoughts for a good season from the Nationals. When we come back, right here, FM 98.1, AM 1410, and live streaming on NorthPlattePost.com.
I take great pride in my lawn, and my Raptor zero-turn mower from Hustler gives me the perfect manicured cut I want. With the power, strength, and speed of a professional zero-turn mower, I quickly maneuver around obstacles with ease, allowing me to maneuver around life's most difficult obstacle, time. Hustler Turf Quality Tools, designed to improve quality of life. Find the entire line of Hustler residential and commercial zero-turn mowers at Mike's Motorcycle and ATV Repair at 2220 Prospect Lane, North Platte.
Kylie is a Runza burger lover.
Especially if it's smothered with sauteed onions and French onion dip and topped with Swiss cheese.
Ah, sounds like you just had the French onion burger at Runza.
Yes. Yes, I did.
Are you crying?
Yeah, it's the onions. Wait, are you crying?
Yeah, because I love the French onion burger. Come get yours today. Because from the way we make it to the way it makes you feel, Runza makes it all better.
FNBO Nationals American Legion Baseball on 98.1 and 1410 AM. Presented by North Platte Kubota and the D&N Event Center.
To final here at Duncan Field, the Nationals fall to Hastings 13-4, ending their season, giving up 13 runs on 12 hits and 2 errors, compared to 4 runs on 6 hits and 5 errors for the Nationals. Our Ameriprise Financial Money Player of the Game. You heard his name called the last couple of days, and it just kept raking it in. Carter Kelly, 2 for 3, 2 singles, and another RBI, 2 RBIs to his name. And with that, he is our Ameriprise Financial Money Player of the Game. When money matters, talk to Marshall Doty about Ameriprise Financial Advisor in North Platte, Nebraska, about professional financial services. Ameriprise Financial Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC. The season will end here for the Nationals as they fall to the number 1 seeded 5 Points Bank Hastings, 13-4, giving up 13 runs on 12 hits and 2 errors, compared to 4 runs on 6 hits and 5 errors to the name of the Nationals. A successful season overall. The youngest team we have seen come through North Platte specifically here. The youngest team, they've had a lot of their ups and downs, started off on the back foot, looking a little lost for their offense, but as the season grew on and this team got closer, the offense picked up, and they showed some real fight, almost beating a Slammers team with 8 D1 commits. And then here in the district play, showing more heart after getting battered down by Grand Island Home Federal, bounce it back against Kearney Runza, defeating them 8-0, then putting up a valiant effort here against the number 1 seed, but they get eliminated. The Nationals do. So that'll do it for our coverage of American Legion Baseball. Hey, I'll see you all next year for another exciting season. Hey, we're only losing 2 players next year. It's sad to see those 2 players go, but it's the team keeping itself together intact for mostly the full year. It's going to be fun to see what happens next year, and I will see you guys next year. So have everyone a safe travel back that's here at the stadium, and thank you all for tuning in to our coverage. Nationals fall to Hastings 13-4.